Did you know the first 2 to 3 sentences of a conflict discussion determine the outcome of a conversation? I'm Jen from JenMichelleCoaching.com. And this is something that comes up all the time, the idea around having a conversation around a subject that feels tension, triggering, stressful. But we want to acknowledge the elephant in the room and we want to try to clear it out. Yet, how do we do this in a way where we don't just go right back into the same cycle of arguing or being triggered and getting defensive and just having the conversation go south before we really have a chance to get it off the ground? For those of you that I've worked with, I'm a huge fan of Dr. John Gottman's marriage research. I've done several of his trainings, and I love the concept of his titled Gentle Startup. And the idea of Gentle Startup is, how do we have a conversation mindfully, started off slowly and softly versus full throttle, full speed ahead, stating the issue, what we need, what we don't like. For example, let's say we're triggered by our partner not doing something. Maybe they promised to take out the trash or something and they didn't do it. Often we'll have a story attached to that without even realizing it. We'll make it mean they don't care. They don't, care about our needs. They don't do what they say they're going to do. They're inconsiderate. We start really ramping ourselves up. Before you know it, our heart rate is up, our breath has become shallow and choppy, and we are just ready to go. So when we see them or we contact them, we go immediately into that pain point and we lead from it. So before the conversation even gets started, they sense that and they've shut down and the conversation goes nowhere, right? It just leads to more tension, more disconnection, more withdrawal. And instead, what we want to do is, and this can be one of the hardest things, I talk about it all the time, is pull ourselves away from the situation until we do have a slower heart rate. Our breath is full and smooth. We're feeling that, not a sense of urgency, right? We don't feel like we have to do it right now, because that's usually an indicator that we want to do the opposite. So we want to just get our bearings together. And then we want to approach it from a softer space. I appreciate everything you do around the house, yet I noticed the past few days that the trash has not been taken out, and that's something that, is important to me. Notice how that would be received versus, you didn't take the trash out and you said you would do that. Like, what's going on? Immediately triggers defensive response. So a gentle startup is the idea of going softer, gently leading, mindfully leading, and approaching it from a space of collaboration, of connection, versus assuming the worst and reacting to past triggers or perhaps things they've done in the past. But if we're trying to move forward, we want to change that dialogue and approach from a place of love and approach from a place of assuming the best. So how can you catch yourself the next time a situation arises where you kind of want to just approach it in that full throttle way? Instead, bring a little bit more softness and mindfulness to it instead. I would love to hear how that would land for you and how it feels to practice it. Please subscribe to my channel. I have additional resources on my site at JenMichelleCoaching.com. Please leave comments or feedback. I would love to hear from you. Have a great day. Bye.